Have you ever seen a rat that's so bossy? They smashed glass with a mousetrap and ate everything inside. And that's not all. They went to the store next door. They ate all the fruit in the store. Even the cheese on the table became a snack. There's nothing left to eat. They're running amok in this town. They don't give a damn about the people who live here. The people were so easy to bully and there was so much food. The townspeople couldn't stand the rats any longer. They gathered here in the square to fight the rats. The mayor was also speechless. Don't look at them now. They're all shouting. But when it came time to exterminate the rats, they're not willing to do anything. Even the rats laughed at them when they saw them. The king had no choice but to put out a bounty. If anyone can drive the rats out of the town, will get 10,000 gold coins, and he would marry the town's most beautiful girl. Ruka, the Pied Piper in Flower's coat, who happened to be traveling, heard the news, and asked the mayor if his words were true. The mayor said he was a man of his word. The Pied Piper in Flower's coat believed him. He puckered his buttocks and played a beautiful tune. As the sound of the flute spread, the mice in the town stopped what they were doing. As if attracted by something inexplicable, they all ran towards the source of the music. Soon all the rats in the town were attracted by the Pied Piper to the city gates, and then followed the Pied Piper's footsteps towards the outside of the town. This unbelievable ability is comparable to the king of the open world, Drooby, and the surrounding residents were happy to see the rats finally leave the town, and then they closed the gates firmly. But at that moment, a little mouse suddenly came here, anxiously calling out to the villagers to let himself out. He didn't want to die alone in the town. At this moment, the Pied Piper did not let his guard down. While playing the magic flute, he took all the mice toward the depths of the forest. Then the Pied Piper played the song, "The Sea is Rising," and a huge cheese appeared. The mice were so happy. They swarmed all over the cheese, and so it was. The Pied Piper used his music to send the mice into a different dimension, an interdimensional space, and then he was satisfied and ready to go back to collect his prize. But he never expected that the townspeople wouldn't let him in, and their faces were full of ridicule. The king went back on his word. He said he never said there would be a reward for getting rid of the rats. The townspeople laughed at the Pied Piper's naivety. The king, on the other hand, was counting his gold coins. He said that since the Pied Piper had helped them to chase away the rats, he gave him a gold coin as a reward. The Pied Piper looked at the gold coin in his hand. His heart was immediately filled with anger. He had never thought that people's hearts could be so vicious. He said that if the mayor didn't pay the reward, he would regret it. He laughed at that. He said that if he didn't pay the reward, what could the Pied Piper do to them? The surrounding villagers laughed at the Pied Piper's arrogance. The Pied Piper's anger rose in his heart. He decided to play his magic flute to make these ungrateful townspeople regret it. As the sound of the flute rang out in the town, the children of the town were attracted to it. They stopped what they were doing. They all rushed towards the city gates, and together they broke down the gates and ran toward the Pied Piper. And the Pied Piper had a smile on his face and told the children that he was taking them to an amusement park to play games. And the children were so happy and followed the Pied Piper as he went along. As time went by, the Pied Piper took them to a big mountain. He played his magic flute and played the song "The Sea is Alive." The mountain instantly cracked open, revealing an amusement park inside. The children rushed in happily. When the Pied Piper saw that the children had all gone in, the Pied Piper closed the gap in the mountain. The townspeople paid an unbearable price for their ungratefulness. But the mice who were transported to the other world by the Pied Piper had a strange encounter. A multi-billion-dollar old couple died and gave their entire fortune to the mice. Died because the mice brought warmth to the old couple in their old age when they couldn't take care of themselves. The mice worked together to make the old couple's bed. They made the quilts carefully. Then they washed their dirty clothes. They used the toilet plug to make a simple washing machine. They washed the clothes again and again. Then they dried the clothes and hung them out to dry. They had their own ideas for wrinkled clothes. They made skates out of small irons to smooth out their clothes while they play games. And they're also big on hygiene. They wash their bodies after every chore. But the good times were short-lived. The old couple passed away peacefully soon after. In order to thank the mice for the warmth they brought to them, the old couple made a will and gave all their possessions and gave it to the mice. But this caused great controversy in the community, and the old man's sons were furious. As soon as he got the news, he rushed to the notary's office in a rage, but he was still denied the right to receive his inheritance. He was furious. He took it out on the mouse. Fortunately, the police were able to prevent a tragedy, and the man was sent to jail. But even so, he was still not satisfied. At nightfall, he took out all kinds of tools and started to escape. When you see this, you must feel sympathy for the man, as the biological son of the old couple, but he has no right to inherit. But when you realize what he's done, you'll just want to spit on him. It turns out that the man in the old man's old age, he not only drained the old couple of all their assets, he also ruthlessly kicked them out of their home. It's the most unfilial thing he can do. When the man rushed to the little mouse, he used a rope to secure the house and the car. Then he pulled the house and drove towards his own home.